Does that mean you got a big penis?
Ciryl Gane is cooked. That's the video. See you guys. Peace.
Brother.
I mean, I could do that, but that wouldn't be any fun. So today we're going to talk about why. Well, I said it already. Ciryl Gane is cooked. Let's just react to this. And mind you, this is a middleweight Nasruddin Imavov versus a heavyweight Ciryl Gane. Yeah, this is a recent video. This is not like an old video, by the way. This is fairly recent. Yeah, I mean, you're seeing what's happening here. Let's rewind that a little bit. Again, let's just rewind this video, and we're going to show... And I know training is not, like, everything. I know training is not everything, right? Because someone's going to say, oh, but, like, but in training, everyone can look great, or everyone can look bad in training. I understand that. That's true. Yes, you're right. But this is one of those fights where I know what's going to happen. We know what's... This is not an Islam Makhachev JDM type fight where I can pretend like... Well, not pretend, but... I can sit here and I can say, you know what? I think JDM is going to win, but Makhachev is going to give him problems. Or, Pantoja Van, who I think Pantoja is going to win, but blah, blah, blah. You get my point. This, in my opinion, is the most clear-cut heavyweight title fight, or just title fight in general, probably in the last 5-10 years. Like, this is a clear-cut fight. Even when you saw a fight like, Strickland Adesanya, I was like, you know what? I could see a path for a Sean Strickland victory decision win. I could see a path for that. I can see a path for this fight or that fight. I can't see a path for Ciryl Gane winning this one. And again, like you're watching in this video, does he have the wrestling advantage? Can he take down Tom Aspinall? No. When you're getting absolutely ragdolled, look at this. Getting ragdolled by a middleweight Nasruddin Imavov. And again, I know it's training, but this video wouldn't be any fun if I just sat here and said, oh, Tom Aspinall is going to KO him or he's going to submit him, and that's the video. Because that's what it would be. So let's also look at Tom Aspinall. Let's look at his training, right? Let's just look at him. Look at how hard he's hitting the back. First of all, forget about how hard he's hitting the back. Just look at the physique of this man. He looks like a freaking welterweight. I've seen welterweights fatter than Tom Aspinall, bro. His physique is absurd. He's a legitimate heavyweight. He's one of the most legit heavyweight-sized human beings I think I've ever seen in human history. This is going to be a Tom Aspinall glaze fest. Get ready. But a legitimate heavyweight. Look at the size of this man. Look at the size of this man. He's fast. He's got combinations. When I'm seeing one guy in training look like an absolute demon, and then I'm seeing the other guy get ragdolled by a middleweight. I mean, look at this. This is Tom Aspinall again. This is recent. Fairly recent from Big Tom. I don't know who he's sparring with here. He's looking good, man. He's looking very good. Nice 1-2. He's fast. He looks so lean. I think this is the leanest heavyweight I've ever seen. Look at that. Boom, boom. Look at that. Look at that. He's good, man, and he's got the wrestling. We already know this. We don't even have to watch his training. Just watch his fucking fights. We know how this is going to go. There's no point, in my opinion, of pretending or doing this whole, look at his physique. Look at his physique. Look at this. Look at this man. His wife is lucky. I'm kidding. Relax. But my point is, look at this fucking guy. Now, those abs look a little Photoshop. I don't know, Tom. But anyone trying to sit here and convince you Ciryl Gane is going to win, or I'm not saying he has a 0% chance. I'm not going to say that. It's heavyweight. At the end of the day, it's heavyweight. He's got a little bit more experience than Tom in those big fights, like against guys like, I don't know, Tai Tuivasa. And no, I'm kidding. Look, he's fought John Jones. He's fought Francis Ngannou. Unless that John Jones fight was rigged, which I'm not going to say nothing. UFC legal team, do not sue me. But unless that fight was rigged, it probably was. But unless that fight was rigged, Ciryl Gane, in my opinion, has shown me that his ground game is just not that great. And just forget about the John Jones fight. Watch his last fight. Watch the Volkov fight. How great did his grappling look there, where he was getting taken down by Volkov? He was getting rocked a few times by Volkov. Volkov is very good, don't get me wrong. But we saw what Big Tom did to Volkov. Now, I know Volkov has improved. He's now Swolkov. He put on some muscle. He went on a big winning streak. But fucking hell, man. Ciryl Gane, it's one of those where it's like, in my opinion, if Ciryl Gane won this fight, It wouldn't be an insane upset because yes, we don't know a lot about Tom Aspinall. It's not like, oh, if Ciryl Gane beat, like, let's say a John Jones, right? It wouldn't be like an insane upset, but it would still be an upset because when you just compare how Ciryl Gane has looked against guys like Tai Tuivasa. Now I know he KO'd him, but he got dropped by Tai Tuivasa. It was a little bit competitive before obviously Ciryl Gane finished him. You got instantly submitted by John Jones. You got fucking mogged by Volkov, mogged by Francis Ngannou. At the highest level, this guy just doesn't look good. Yeah, when he's facing like fat fucks like, I don't know, Marcin Tybura. Oh, look at his combination against Marcin Tybura against the cage. Of course he looks incredible. Of course he looks like a world beater. Of course. So could I. You know what I mean? If I was a freaking... But against high-level competition, he looks ass. He looks like an average heavyweight fighter. Like, I do remember the talk about Ciryl Gane being, oh, I don't know, Ciryl Gane he's the lightest heavyweight we've ever seen. He looks like a light heavyweight. He looks like a middleweight out there. No, honestly, yeah, when you're fighting blobs, yes, of course you look like a god. But now you're facing Tom Aspinall, bro. A guy who is legitimately... Yes, I understand you can say, well, Tom's only KOing blobs too. But Pavlovich, is that really a blob? I wouldn't say so. I think at the time he got that win, that was extremely impressive. You know, Curtis Blades KO'd him pretty easily, pretty handily. You know, Volkov, he already beat the guy that, you know, Ciryl Gane just took to a decision, a robbery win. So I think when you say, oh, well, Tom is also not facing the highest level of competition. First of all, there's not really anyone for him to face other than like what Jailton Almeida maybe he could have faced on the come up. Like, I don't know. That wouldn't really have synced up well the way their careers went. But yeah, it's just, and the way Tom is doing it. You know, Tom is flatline KOing people or he's submitting people easily. He's not making it competitive with Tai Tuivasa, getting dropped by Tuivasa, then coming back and getting a TKO. No. Tom Aspinall would molest Tai Tuivasa within at least 30 seconds. That would be easy money. You understand my point. So Tom Aspinall, Ciryl Gane, this is probably the easiest main event of the year to predict. Just easy. The way I see it, like going down, honestly, I mean it's tricky, right? Because you have a guy like Tom Aspinall who, yeah, look, there are some unknowns about him. This is obviously his best opponent thus far, but I think it's going to be the same. I think it's going to be a little bit, you know. I think in round one. Actually, I don't think it leaves the first round. You know what? It doesn't leave the first round, bro. You know, I was going to give Ciryl Gane, you know what, in round one, I think it's going to be competitive. No, it doesn't even leave the first round. I think what's going to happen is within like that first minute or two, it's going to be a little bit more. I don't think Tom's just going to go in blitzing in. You know, I think Ciryl Gane's going to do a good job of moving away, circling a lot. He's going to use a little bit of low kicks. I could see Tom Aspinall getting hit with a few low kicks, and maybe the John Jones fans will take that as a victory. You see, John Jones never got hit with a low kick, right? So he might land like a few low kicks or something, just try to keep his distance. But what I honestly can see happening is like Ciryl Gane somehow is backed up against the cage. I think Tom's going to land like a really big right hand on Ciryl Gane. His head's going to snap back. I could see Tom, you know what, going for those legs. Now that I'm thinking about it, I could see Tom going for the legs, getting a big takedown. And I could see like a Tom Aspinall like rear naked choke or something, you know. I really could actually. For some reason, the more I'm thinking about it, like, I mean, it would be either that or like, yeah, you know what? That's my prediction. It's a little bit random. I know he doesn't have like a lot of rear naked chokes. He did choke out Andrei Arlovsky though, which I know it's Andrei Arlovsky, but he did do that. So I could see him like hitting Ciryl Gane with like a big right hand or some maybe a little bit of a combination against the cage. You know, then he goes for the legs, big takedown. Ciryl Gane's kind of got his back to Tom. I think Tom's going to go for the rear naked choke. I think he's going to get it pretty comfortably. I think Ciryl Gane's probably just going to tap. Honestly, Ciryl Gane has shown me, bro, like he's one of these guys, like, again, that John Jones fight. People will say, well, look what John Jones did to him. He mogged him so fast. That was such an embarrassment. He barely has a guillotine in. You instantly tap. You looked fine after. You had like that goofy, shocked look on your face. You look fine after. You know, I'm not going to say he's not a warrior, he's soy, but it's like in these big fight positions, he kind of always fumbles, bro. He had a boner against Francis Ngannou. No, but like when he fought Francis Ngannou, he didn't do much. When he fought Volkov just recently, he didn't do much. You know? And even the first time he fought Volkov, I'm pretty sure he just beat him via decision anyways. Again, Tom Aspinall took him down and submitted that same guy easily. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. When he's in these big positions, I think he kind of just like, I don't know what it is. Maybe he just shells up. Maybe he doesn't. I've seen like the day before his John Jones fight, he was playing like FIFA, I think. Like this guy obviously is not really, I don't know what it is. He's doing Paw Patrol and shit. He hasn't fought in like, I don't know how long, a year, I think. I think the Volkov fight was like last year. Really didn't take any damage. Kind of sat out, waited for a title shot. He could have fought names like Pavlovich. I know that fight was kind of floating around. Like, oh, are they going to do Pavlovich versus Ciryl Gane? He could have fought that guy. You know, he could have fought maybe even Volkov in a rematch, you know, to kind of, I don't know. But it is what it is. He kind of just sat out. They gave him a title shot because I guess he's the biggest name they have other than Big Tom. And yeah, Tom Aspinall, Ciryl Gane. I think this one's going to be a really easy fight for Tom. Again, I think it's going to be a bit patient from both within like the first minute or so. And then I could see Tom Aspinall kind of trying to close the distance, landing a big right hand on Ciryl Gane. Ciryl Gane kind of, his head snaps back. And then I could see Tom Aspinall maybe clinching and then getting the takedown or just instantly going for the double leg, getting the big takedown. Ciryl Gane, his back is open, pause. I'm sure he, you know, no Jones when I say that. And then, you know, I think Tom Aspinall, he's going to go for the rear naked choke, and he's going to get it pretty easily. Ciryl Gane's going to tap right away, I think. It's easy money. This is easy money. I don't want to hear you in the comments say, no, well, you know, but watch out for that Ciryl Gane fucking spinning back kick, man, or that spinning back fist, or who gives a fuck, bro? This is going to be an easy fight. If I'm lying, I'm flying. You know, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It is what it is. I don't think I'm wrong, though. I think this one's going to be a very comfortable fight for Tom Aspinall and Tom Aspinall fans. And I think after this fight, maybe he'll call out like Alex Pereira for the White House. That'd be pretty cool. So that's my prediction for this fight. Next, we will do a individual fight prediction for Virna Jandiroba versus Mackenzie Dern. So look out for that one. I'm kidding. I am kidding. I will never waste my time doing that. But that's it, man. I think Tom Aspinall, easy work. But I wanted to show you guys the training footage at the beginning just to kind of, you know, just get a bit of gist of what we're working with here. And also, you know, because this video would have been 5 minutes. If this video was just a prediction video of me just predicting this fight, it would have been a 5-minute video, and I would have got out of here right away. So that's all I got for you guys today. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, sub. Let me know your prediction down below. I'm sure you guys are going to have very diverse predictions. I'm sure some of you are going to say, you know, Tom Aspinall via DQ or Ciryl Gane via decision. I'm sure you guys are going to all have different picks. So let me know down below. See you guys. Peace.